Welcome to Principles of Transfusion. In this video, we discuss ABO Rh compatibility. We have the following take-home points. Compatibility testing is performed for both ABO and RhD. The universal RBC donor is O negative. The universal plasma donor is AB positive. Group A red blood cells produce anti-B antibodies. Group B red cells produce anti-A antibodies. Group AB red cells produce no antibodies. And Group O red cells make both anti-A and B antibodies. Group A red cells should not be transfused where there are anti-A antibodies. Group A red cells can be transfused to recipients in Group A or AB. Group B red cells should not be transfused where there are anti-B antibodies. Therefore, Group B red cells are transfused to recipients in Groups B and AB. Group AB red cells should not be transfused where there are anti-A or B antibodies. Therefore, Group AB red cells can be transfused to only AB recipients. Group O red cells are unaffected by anti-A or B antibodies and can be transfused to all recipients. For this reason, Group O is the universal red blood cell donor. Because they have no anti-A or B antibodies in their plasma, Group AB is the universal red blood cell recipient. Group A plasma has anti-B antibodies and should not be transfused where there are B red cells. Therefore, Group A plasma can be transfused to Group A and O recipients. Group B plasma, which has anti-A antibodies, should not be transfused where there are A red cells. For this reason, Group B red cells are transfused into recipients in Groups B and O. Group O plasma has anti-A and B antibodies and should not be transfused where there are Group A or B red cells. Therefore, Group O plasma is transfused into Group O recipients only. Finally, Group AB plasma has no antibodies and can be transfused to all recipients. Therefore, AB plasma is the universal plasma donor. Because its red cells don't have the A or B antigen, O is the universal plasma recipient. Similarly, for Rh compatibility, Rh or D positive red cells make no antibodies. However, Rh or D negative red cells make anti-D antibodies. Therefore, D positive red cells should not be transfused where there are anti-D antibodies, but you can transfuse them to D positive recipients. D negative red cells can be transfused to both D negative and positive recipients. Therefore, D negative is the universal red blood cell donor. Because they don't make antibodies, Group D positive is the universal red cell recipient. D negative plasma, which has anti-D antibodies, should not be transfused to D positive recipients, but they can be transfused into D negative recipients. D positive plasma has no antibodies, therefore it can be transfused to both D positive and negative recipients. For this reason, D positive plasma is the universal plasma donor. D negative is the universal plasma recipient. In summary, compatibility testing is performed for both ABO and RhD. The universal RBC donor is O negative. The universal plasma donor is AB positive. This ends our video on Principles of Transfusion, ABO Rh compatibility.